basically paper with the Alienware logo on it, which I really like because it means it's sitting outside your house for a little while when it shows up with the Alienware logo on it, so you can tell it's a laptop. Whatever. I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but just kind of irritating. Comes with a nice box handle on it. There's two ways to get these. You could get them from a third-party website, or you could order them straight from Dell themselves. I suggest ordering them straight from Dell because it means you can spec it up the way you want it, or leave it stock. And you're also getting the most current version because there's so many different ones out there for the old ones. And of course, I opened it upside down. And here we are. Straight away, you can tell it's a nice looking product, very aesthetically pleasing. Not traditional, just straight up rectangle shape. It's got some angles to it. Very nice finish on it. And let's go take a look around. Alright, I've had it for about a week now, and I just want to get a feel for it. I do like it a lot. There's a few things I don't like, but mostly it's good things. Starting it up here takes a second to start up because I didn't go with the SSD because I don't think it's worth it for that much more money. When you can install one yourselves, we'll talk about that later on. Opens up to traditional Windows 8.1 menu screen. Here we up into the home page. When you first get the laptop out of the box, it only comes with the recycle bin, Steam, and this audio software stuff. And taking a look at all the lights around it, everything's basically controllable the way you want it to. Trackpad lights up when you touch it, all that kind of stuff. Kind of show offy, but I like it personally. I mean, I choose to keep them on all the time. You can turn them off if you really want to. And all the lights and the graphics card and also the cooling and things like that can be controlled from Alienware Command Center, which you can only get on Alienware computers, which it comes standard with it. Open it up on the bottom. I keep it pinned to the bottom just because I like it having it right there. Open it up. Takes a second to open up. Let you change each individual section of the lighting. The 4 sections on the keyboard. The start button, the Alienware logo on the back, the touchpad, the 2 lights on the front, and the 3 lights on the back. You could also save them into different settings, name them, save them, and then switch between them. I mean, sometimes they can get a little bit distracting, but if you leave it on more of just a single color, it won't really be that distracting. And you got back here the traditional 8.1 start screen, which you can get this in a touchscreen version to take advantage of that. I think it's a $150 option. It's really not worth it because you get a shiny screen if you do it that way, which means it glares a lot more in the sunlight instead of the matte finish that you get in the normal one. Coming down to the side here, we've got this side. You have the power port, the locking port, 2 USBs, then the microphone and the headphone jack, which can also double as 2 microphone jacks or 2 headphone jacks, which is a nice feature. I like that a lot. You got the matte gray on the back side, which is a nice finish that doesn't really hold fingerprints very well, which I like that a lot. Coming on the back here, we've got the HDMI port, the mini display port, and the Alienware graphics booster port, which for if you want like an external screen or 4K graphics, you could get one of those. They're expensive, but if you're really into gaming, I'd suggest going with it. Got the SD card slot, 2 USB slots, and you got the Ethernet port, but no optical drive, which is very disappointing because I do like optical drives on my computers. But whatever, everybody seems to be getting rid of them. You got the 2 speakers in the front. On the bottom, you have the so-called subwoofer, which really doesn't make a huge amount of difference at all. I could live without it. I don't know why they need it. Got the cooling fans down there. They do get a little bit loud when you're like pushing it on gaming. Let's take a look on the back, on the inside. Got 2 screws to undo here. And these stupid plastic clips, which are a pain in the butt. I wish it was a bit easier to get inside there, especially since it's a gaming computer and a lot of gamers are going to change and upgrade their hardware. Open it up. You've got right away. You've got your hard drive. Comes with a 1 terabyte. You could upgrade it like 2 terabyte aftermarket, whatever you want to do. Then you also got your 2 RAM slots. Comes with 16 gigs of RAM standard. Your Wi-Fi card. And you've got, this is a nice feature, you have these 4 smaller like special SSD M2 slots, which you can get up to, I've seen up to 500 gigabytes of those, so you can get 2 terabytes of extra space in SSDs, which is a really nice feature. I like that. And putting it back on is the same sort of thing. You feel like you're gonna crack the plastic, but you don't. Alright, let's talk about some of the specs. It comes with a up to 3.5 gigahertz i7 processor from Intel. Comes with the stock one at least, comes with the 970M graphics from NVIDIA. Comes stock with a 1 terabyte hard drive, 16 gigs of RAM with no SSD space for $1,500, around there. $1,600 when you factor in tax and shipping and stuff. Comes with a 1080p screen with a nice matte finish so you don't glare in the sunlight. Battery is very disappointing. It does not last long at all. And you cannot change out the battery like some of the older Dells and some of the new ones still. You could change out the battery instantly, which is nice. And there's no dock with like an extended battery, which I really hate. That is one thing they need to fix in the next version of this computer. Let's talk about some pros and cons. Pros, very good value for money unlike Alienwares of the past. It looks very good. It's a bit show-offy, but it looks very good. It's a very powerful computer, very big screen. Also, it's very good for gaming, especially if you want to get that graphics booster, and you can get up to like 4 screens in 4K. I mean, it depends how big a graphics card you're willing to buy, basically. Sky's the limit. Cons, I mean, there's a couple. The trackpad, all that is terrible. I suggest getting an aftermarket mouse. The gestures are bad. We already talked about the battery life and the fact that only the way to get a 4K screen is on the 15 model, which is a bit disappointing, but what are you going to do? That about wraps it up for the review on the Alienware 17. Thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe for more. Thank you.